George Scarborough, The Life and Death of a Lawman on the Closing Frontier. Foreword by Leon C. Metz. The name George A. Scarborough is not a household word among Western historians. The men he killed were, for the most part, footnotes to an era. The men he rode with, and sometimes entrusted his life to, were for the most part obscure individuals. Yet to read George Scarborough is to understand how law and order prevailed in the American West. Such methods were not easy, were not petty, and only rarely were professional, but they worked. In its way, the name George A. Scarborough epitomizes legitimate law enforcement far more than the handful of Wyatt Earps and Wild Bill Hickoks. In this respect, Robert K. DeArment has done something rare. He has taken a vague figure, raised him from the dust of ancient legends and journals, and given him form, flesh, blood, spirit, and above all, significance. Anybody can write a biography about an individual who already has a dozen biographies. It takes a heroic and determined writer to see strengths where others see smoke, to lift a character out of nothing and place upon his shoulders the mantle of relevance, interest, and importance. Until now, Scarborough has been best remembered as the man who killed the man who killed the man who killed the man. George killed John Selman, who had recently killed John Wesley Hardin, who had over a lifetime and according to his own memoirs killed perhaps 40 men. However, what separated Scarborough from Selman and Hardin is that George was not just a manslayer. He was a legal, deputized manhunter, a relentless pursuer of desperados. No trails were too dim, no odds too great, no obstacles too difficult. Scarborough relished the pursuit. Scarborough's tenacity forced outlaws into two choices: surrender or die. A final option for the desperado was to kill the lawman, and eventually that happened too. In relating the Scarborough story, DeArment has uncovered new detail regarding the last days of John Wesley Hardin, easily the greatest gunfighter of his time. Furthermore, DeArment has rounded out the shadowy figure of John Selman, a notorious gunman in his own right. The author provides a fresh assessment of Jeff Milton, described by historian J. Evetts Haley in A Good Man with a Gun. DeArment also untangles a complex West Texas, New Mexico, Arizona environment that allowed notorious outlaw gangs to flourish. This biography abounds with U.S. Marshals, Deputy Marshals, City Marshals, Sheriffs, Rangers, Constables, Customs Officers, Border Patrolmen, Pinkerton agents, Railroad Police, and occasional oddball patrolmen looking for something to do. Law work was like that. The pay was not much, the benefits non-existent, the future uncompromising. A lawman worth his salt never asked for more and never expected less. Almost nothing in the Southwest occurred without controversy. DeArment displays a fascinating ability to sort out events, to place the figures, dates, times, and details in perspective. A variety of possibilities are evaluated regarding the death of Selman, Hardin, and Scarborough. Scarborough's life spanned an era that saw not only the last of the bad men, but the demise of the lawmen who crossed jurisdictional lines and depended upon instinct, courage to make arrests. Their warrant was a six-gun. Their alternative was the grave. Lawmen and lawbreakers alike would never have understood or even counted modern-day rules that shackle everything but crime. In the end, Scarborough's only monument has been a granite stone in the cemetery at Deming, New Mexico. This biography by DeArment, however, has resurrected a man whose memory and career is worthy of better. The name George Scarborough deserves to be spoken in the same breath with those of our great Western lawmen. He was one of the best.